Hi, welcome to Redirect Yourself. Unless, of course, you are a returning subscriber, in which case, welcome back. I am so glad that you are here today. This channel, by the way, I'm Donna, and this channel is all about learning coping skills and different concepts that you can utilize right away as soon as you hang up from watching this video and implement them in your life, hopefully, so that you can start to feel just a little bit better. Anyway, today's skill is really just an idea that I noticed in my work with people who have dealt with toxic relationships, whether that is a parental or familial relationship that you've dealt with the majority of your life, or if it is a romantic or friendship relationship. What I have noticed is that the people who find themselves in toxic relationships and ongoing different relationships that have toxicity in them. And by toxic, I mean manipulation tactics are at play. So if you're here wanting to know about coping skills, it's going to be my guess that you don't engage knowingly in manipulation tactics. So I have a video that I put out with ambient abuse, as well as a recent one on manipulation and control tactics, that if you're not familiar with those, feel free to go back and watch those videos. Today's concept is really just an idea that I urge you to think about, and think about it in relation to the relationships that you've had in the past that may have ended, as well as those that you currently have. That is, if you're here wanting to learn and grow and look for ways to feel better, that means that you have decided that it's your job to get yourself to feel better. It's not someone else's job to make you feel better. And that is amazing, because that is whose job it is. It is your job. And that tells me that you are self-aware, that you have insight, that you understand, at least to some degree, yourself. So that would mean that you understand then that you have probably some really great qualities. Those qualities might be among these: that you are selfless sometimes, giving, helpful, generous, kind, well-mannered, that you maybe care about others to the degree that you have compassion and empathy, you listen, you compromise, you have integrity, you try to say the things that you agree to and do them. You say what you mean what you say. You attempt to be transparent in your dealings and transactions and not to deceive people. So you are as truthful as a human can be, because we all tell little lies. However, those lies that you might tell are not manipulative in nature and do not really have a whole lot of bearing on the other person. Meaning, if you ask me how you look in those jeans, I may not say, hey, your ass looks terrible in those jeans, which would be honest maybe. Instead, I might say, well, I've seen you in better. So, right, I'm being kind in that way. That means that if you have any of these traits and qualities, or most of these traits and qualities, that you are generally a decent human being, even a good human being. Now, what I have found is that most good, I don't really like that word, good, it's a judgment, but, right, a human being who is decent. I have found that decent human beings who try to conduct themselves in a fair-mannered and well-meaning way think that everyone is like that. Tend to believe that all humans possess those same traits and characteristics, which would mean, of course, that they too are trying to be transparent, helpful, generous, kind, understanding, all of those things I listed earlier. But I am here to break the news to you, if you were of that mindset, that that is simply not the case. And if we can understand that that is not the case, that indeed people who have these traits and characteristics and qualities actually make up the minority of the human race. Now, I cannot tell you a specific number, so I cannot even give you a ratio. But what I can say is that most people do not have these traits and qualities. And if you erroneously assign these traits and qualities to most people, you are likely to be let down. And that would be the best case scenario. Because folks who do have the intention of using, manipulating, controlling, or in other ways getting their way to dominate someone else, to trick someone, to get something from you without being transparent about what they're trying to do. There's a lot of those folks. And the antidote is going to be some of these traits and different coping skills that I have put in videos. But one of the antidotes is to recognize that indeed not everyone possesses these positive qualities and characteristics. And instead, we need to get to know someone before we assign such traits and characteristics and give them blind faith. This is not cynical. This is the reality. And in the world that we live in today, where there is far fewer personal connections with neighbors and our fellow man, where most is done through a screen, much like this, right? We have to be extra cautious and vet people before we allow them in to our worlds, our lives, our homes, and our personal business. So this is a concept I urge you to give some thought to. Have you made the mistake of erroneously assuming that all human beings possess these positive qualities and that in dealing with them you are going to get reciprocity of these qualities? Because if so, I urge you to do more vetting and get to know someone before you give them this benefit of the doubt. And with that, I hope you're able to implement this right away. I hope you're able to find it useful. That if you do find it useful, you will like and share this video, as well as become a subscriber if you're not already. I'm attempting to grow the channel, and doing this can really help us grow. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you'll come back again, and I look forward to seeing you then. Please share comments and ideas in the comments section. I don't read them every day, but I promise you I will look at them. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon.